Yo, yo, yo! Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. Hey, we got to get for that intro. We got to add Nicole's picture in there. That will be our mission.
We do.
Because she is officially on the show. We have
Yes.
begged her to stay, and we have begged her to stay, and she has made the decision to officially join us. So we will be changing a few things around with the intro.
Absolutely. Woo.
We are here. We are here.
Yes, we are.
Thursday
Welcome,
night.
everybody.
Hop on, everybody.
Come on. Look, we didn't forget. We didn't forget. We got a few sick and shut in, but we are making it work.
I'm happy that Miss Janae's on. I'm glad that you're back on this week. We're all out together. Woo! It's so exciting. I appreciate that Janae and Kate are here battling their separate illnesses. So thank you for hopping on with us.
No problem.
Absolutely, man. The show must go on, and I get excited to do anything with you ladies. So it's a great day.
Doing
so
better than
happy
I
y'all
was
are
a week
here.
ago.
Come on, guys. Come on, get in here.
I'm already starting to feel way more awake than I was earlier today.
Me too. Me too. All right, let's kind of get into it. So first, we honestly, on our show, we always try to recognize birthdays and sometimes not so great things that happen, but it's part of life, right? Circle of life. And so we wanted to give our condolences to Coach Mike Leach's family and the whole fandom and university, and just kind of rest in peace to him and everything that he did for college football and those players, and such a mentor and huge figure in college football and beyond. And so rest in peace and condolences to your loved ones.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Kate, I know you know more about college football. So what are your words for him and his family and stuff?
Me?
You're our college guru.
Yeah, well, Mike Leach probably did some of the best interviews and post-game press conferences that I've ever seen. And what was really funny was that reporters would always throw him some really good questions like, "It's Halloween time, Coach. What do you think of candy corn?" "I hate that crap. Who eats candy corn?" And he just rolled with the punches, and he'd always just take those quirky questions and go with them. And one time this year, his players were playing really bad, and the sideline had fold-up chairs on it. So he started taking the chairs and folding them up, laying them down like, "You don't deserve to be sitting. You don't deserve to be doing this." So he didn't let players sit the rest of the football game. He made them all stand. He just had an effervescence about him as a coach. And he was well loved and well respected in the community. And see the outpouring from the other college coaches and players in the college football ranks was really beautiful. Like Nick Saban wrote a beautiful tribute. Lincoln Riley did. Kirby Smart. All the big coaches, Coach Harbaugh, shared his love and respect for him. So, it's a really sad time. They're going to still play their bowl game because that's what they thought Coach Leach would want them to do.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I'm proud of them that the men are going to step up, play this in his honor, and they're working on a coach for the team right now. Currently, it's going to be their defensive coordinator. And so the show must go on at Mississippi State. But let me just say, if you can go through YouTube his post-game press conferences and interviews, you will learn to love this man because he was a classic.
Yes,
and it's so sad that at 61 we're going to be without him. And I'm so sad. I know he battled pneumonia throughout the season, which led to some of these heart conditions he faced right before he died. So
yes,
I mean, it just goes to show that even though his health was ailing, he was still always there to coach his team.
Dedicated. Absolutely.
Very dedicated. So I have nothing but love for Coach Leach. I'm sad for Mississippi State. I'm sad for his family. I'm sad for the football community. But I'm proud of those young men that they're going to play that game and dedicate it in honor of him.
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
Absolutely. It's just really
Mhm.
sad that you lose your coach you lose your coach during the season, and
Mhm.
I'm really sending all positive energy to his family, and even being a coach, you don't get much time with your family.
Mm-mm.
So the fact that he just passed away after doing such a strenuous job, and they are going to play that bowl game, which I was really happy to hear about, because it's just they worked so hard for it, and it would be what he wanted.
Yeah.
He trained them for this moment, so I'm expecting them to go out and ball out. I'm definitely expecting him to go out there, and them kids to go out there and ball out for him. I'm rooting for them. I'm rooting for him.
Oh, I want them to win their bowl game so bad for him.
Yeah.
It's not even funny. And like, I mean, when you say like these coaches don't get to spend much time with their family, like here we're trying to prepare for like our big bowl game. And the coaches right now are doing their in-home visits. They're
Yep.
with the recruiting. They're trying to get their classes
Yep.
shaped up. So I mean, it's a lot.
A
These
lot on your body.
Mhm.
really are very much dedicated to their programs, and it's amazing how very little time they really do get with their families. So I'm sad that his family will be without him. I know it's a hard time of year to lose a family member with the Christmas around the corner. So
Mhm.
my prayers and my thoughts, my vibes, all the good juju is with the Leach family right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So Delilah, I believe
Beautiful
we
words.
also we lost somebody else this week.
Yes.
Mm.
So yeah, go ahead, Janae. Take it. Give us a sermon.
DJ Twitch, man. DJ Twitch, who, fascinating enough, he wasn't really a DJ. It's just that Ellen actually put him on to the show after. I mean, it's so sad about his situation, because he really was a light to people. I mean, even if you didn't know him, if you ever watched Ellen, if you think about Twitch, or you think about Ellen, you think about Twitch, because they always danced at the beginning of the show. They always brought in the show with a dance, and they actually met just by her wanting to do a dance one time. It wasn't even supposed to be like a permanent thing, but because he was so infectious, she had to hire him. So they made him a DJ because they wanted him on the show permanently. But if you guys did not know, he sadly took his life, which is it's sad, because somebody could smile all the time, somebody could dance all the time, somebody could be a light to you, but they could really be going through in their mind. And we always talk about, ladies, about mental health and how we really don't know about what people are going through. A lot of people don't bring everything to the table. We're all friends, but there's probably a lot of stuff that is really personal to us that we hold inside. And it's just a sad day that, he did not think that, there was another way out. And it's really, it's really sad, because as you can see, the outpour is just massive. He touched so many people just by just coming in contact with him one time. I mean, there has been so many people to just post about him, but I really do think it brings a light to what we've always had our mission for, is taking care of ourselves and making sure that if we ever feel that low, we gotta talk to somebody, because
Mhm.
I just that's not the way. That's not the way, and I'm really sad that that's how he felt, that he needed to go. I'm sending positive energy to his wife and those beautiful children, and it's just really sad. Nicole, how do you feel about it?
It's hard to stay strong because I'm a very compassionate and empathetic person, and around this time of year, that's very hard for the family. He touched a lot of people, and like dancing and spreading that love is just so amazing, and it's very rare. So that's what makes it a little bit more harder. Is because that's so infectious.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an infectious personality. You can feel his energy from on TV.
Mhm.
Oh man, Kate, how do you feel?
I'm very sad by this. You just never know what someone's going through. You just never know the battles of the demons that we're facing inside of our bodies, and those demons sometimes just take over and win, and it's just sad. It's just heartbreaking, and my heart goes out to his family and his wife and his kids. And I just want everyone to always remember that even though he was struggling and he left the way he did, that there was a bright, wonderful spirit that will always go on, and that I want people to remember the fun that he had, the dancing.
Yes.
He was a
Yes.
brilliant dancer.
He really
Yes.
was
If you
amazing.
haven't ever watched, he can classically dance. He
Everything.
can do everything.
He started off on So You Think You Can Dance, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's just a beautiful light and spirit and just a beautiful human being. And that's what I want everyone to remember about him. And I just want to shed a light that we're a huge family here. If any of you are battling anything or you need someone to talk to, we are all open doors. We have several lines of communication.
Yes.
We have our messenger, we have Instagram, we have Twitter, we have YouTube, we have it all. And if you have our numbers personally, please reach out to us. Any one of us would be more than willing to talk to you,
Absolutely.
to help you, give you the right resources, or direct you into the places where you might need to go. But I never want anyone to feel like they have to suffer alone, because you have a family with this Let's Talk Football that want to be there for you. And I know this is a hard time of year. The holidays are one of the worst times for suicides. And so I just want you guys to all know we all love you, we all appreciate you, and we're all here for you.
Yes.
And never feel like you're alone in a battle, and never feel like you can't talk to us, and we can keep it very confidential. And if we feel that you need something more, we'll direct you and we'll help you in the right manner.
Absolutely.
But I just want to let you guys all know that I love you all, and this is just so heartbreaking. I'm so heartbroken by this because it's so sad. But I just want everyone to know he was an amazing human being and such a good light and such a good spirit that, I mean, I'll miss them.
Absolutely. Delilah, how you feel?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think we all kind of hit the nail on the head. I think it's important to remember before, like, I am always want to make sure that everybody remembers as we're posting about what happened, that he has 3 children.
Yes.
That one day will be old enough, because right now they're all like little. They're all like under like 10 or younger.
Yeah.
But they're going to be old enough and they're going to be reading these things.
Absolutely.
And so what I'm saying is, if you don't have anything positive to say, don't post anything anywhere. But just remember the effect that you're going to have on his little girls who are going to grow older and read these things. So please try to make sure anything you post that it's supportive. I'm not saying you can't post what happened, but it's supportive of what happened.
Absolutely.
Right. And,
Absolutely.
just again, like Kate said, make sure you remember that he did make a positive impact on people's lives. He always, he made people laugh. He made people smile. He was infectious. He was a fantastic dancer.
Yes, he was.
By all means, you could find so many of his dances. He was a choreographer too, because he did choreograph a lot of stuff for a lot of really famous people.
Yes, he did.
Which is why they have an outpouring of love for him. And so, but he did a lot of things behind the scenes. But again, like we know him predominantly from Ellen, but he was behind the scenes a lot as a choreographer and like really out there in that dance community. And Janae's right, he wasn't a DJ in the onset, but they wanted him on the show. And so that's a way for him to have been part of Ellen as a co-host. Is doing
that must have been how awesome he was. They created a segment just for him. They made up a DJ for him.
I read recently he was going to be helping Janet Jackson choreograph her tour.
Like I said. Oh.
So Janet's suffering a huge loss with that. So I did read that recently.
So of course, just acknowledgments, of course. All right, so we're gonna kind of move on. We know we have to move on with the show, but we just wanted to make sure we made those acknowledgments. And there's a football game going on right now, which is at 0. It is currently at 0-0. So it's only the first quarter.
Oh,
So-
whopping 0.
It's remember, ladies and gentlemen out there watching, this is Thursday night game, and it has, we know how we all know what's going on with these Thursday night game
Oh my
services.
gosh.
Amazon took
So
over.
bad.
Amazon cursed the heck out of these Thursday night games. But
They
anyway.
sure did.
It happens.
All our fans watching, please by all means comment and give your predictions for tonight's game. Who will
Mhm.
get the W? Will it be 49ers? Will Geno Smith and the Seahawks get that win? Because this is a division rivalry game. Don't forget, right?
It is.
So, important game for both of these teams. So what do you think? What's the predictions for tonight's games? And so, Nicole, what do you think?
I think that it will be a crazy game on this Lumen field and with Geno Smith and Brock Purdy is playing. I think it's going to come to the 49ers taking it. And I think that it would be, I'm hoping that Thursday night wouldn't disappoint with a 32-14 for San Francisco. And
Ooh.
I know it's because they've won the last 6 straight games. So I think they're on a roll and they're just going to keep rolling.
Okay. So
I
you think that the San Francisco with Brock Purdy's going to do it?
Mhm.
I like it.
Absolutely.
I like it.
that.
I like it.
Wait, how much did you say? I'm sorry. I was laughing at Sean.
You're right. I think I did say 30. Huh?
Didn't you say 32-14?
Yes. Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good score.
I like that. I like that.
That's a high one for Thursday night.
It really is.
First, I would just like to say, Sean, get off my back. I'm sick. You ain't gonna give me no. You just want to talk about the Cowboys. We're not talking about the Cowboys right now. It's
Who's
okay.
Facebook user?
I digress. I'm sorry.
That's Nick.
Oh, okay, of course.
Sean, let me guess. You want us to take command, right? Is that what you want? You want us to take command?
I'm gonna have to block
all
him
your
from the
commanders.
comments.
All right, so
Right.
Nick's taking the 49ers by 13.
Can I just say, Sean, it ain't all about your commanders all the time. I love you,
Thank
boy.
Thank you. Thank you.
But we're gonna take command of this show, but not command of your commanders.
That's
I
funny.
think you know what? I think
What you
I'm going for the Seahawks. I'm going for the Seahawks only because I feel like every time I sleep on the Seahawks, they always prove me wrong every single time. And I do not think the Seahawks. I don't think that they are. At first, I did not think they were a great team, but Geno pulls it together when he needs it pulled
does.
together. I'm gonna say the score will be 21-17 Seahawks.
All right, that's a good.
That's
See that's more of a Thursday night score. That's about
Yes,
right.
it is.
Yeah, because I don't think we've seen 32, Nicole, all Thursday, any Thursday.
Tonight.
Oh, Nicole,
Nothing's coming for you, Nicole.
he's coming for you.
No. I have something to say about your commanders coming up later on, sir.
Oh, the Panthers about to take command of the NFC South. Go
Oh,
Panthers!
He's picking on everybody. You're just a big bully. That's what you are.
It's okay. My team is eliminated, so he can't say nothing about mine anymore. So. At least I'm done. Oh my God. Kate, what do you think about the 49ers and Seahawks? And of course, I'll give my prediction.
I just think the 49ers have way too many weapons. Their defense is like one of the best in the NFL recently. I mean, they have a guy from that school with the last name Bosa that is just really amazing. And with weapons like, oh, don't even go there. But anyway, Sean's being a little pistol tonight. He needs to go time out. Anyway, but I think the 49ers just have way too many weapons with like Samuel and they have McCaffrey, they have Kittle, they have just too many weapons right now. And I just think Purdy really showed his poise as a quarterback playing the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
And the poise that he showed to do what he did was pretty impressive because I didn't think it was going to happen. I thought there's no way this little young guy is going to beat Tom Brady, and he did it with command. There you go, Sean.
Well, wait, because now both of you had said this. Now, Tampa Bay is bad, guys. They're not
bad. I know they're bad. I watched them, Janae.
So do we really think that it was like a showing of? Now, does it? Okay, just hear me out. Is it a testament that San Francisco with Brock Purdy is good, or is it a testament that Tampa Bay was just that bad?
But Tampa Bay's defense isn't usually very bad. They have good weapons on their defense.
That is true.
So I mean, their offense is completely, excuse my word, shit-tacular. So, and Tom Brady is just.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. I'm using it. I'm taking it.
I made that word up a long time ago.
I had a bad week, so my week was.
So there you go. Sorry, I cursed.
No, that's a good one.
But anyway, I just have to say 49ers are going to win 28-13.
Man, whoa, you're calling for a slaughter. Okay.
I just don't think.
I like these numbers. I would love to see it on a Thursday night. I want to see it.
I'm telling you.
Stifler's mom has a potty mouth.
Forever. I mean, Sean, I will say that Tom Brady needs to ditch this young girl he's dating.
That's why he's playing bad.
Answer my DMs.
Ditch the gold digger. Ditch this girl who thinks she's all that, and she annoys me actually. And he needs to concentrate on football and football alone. Football and his kids. Those should be his priorities.
I got you. All
right. So I'm gonna go with Geno Smith and the Seahawks. They need the win more than the Niners do. Of course, all wins matter, but I feel like with the Seahawks to stay in the race because they're in 8th right now in the playoff standings.
Yep.
Because the Giants and Commanders round up those last 2 spots. And so I think for the Seattle to really kind of stay within that running and hopefully have a postseason run, they need this W. Like they need this win. Like if 49ers,
Absolutely.
if I'm not saying 49ers don't need it, but I feel like the Seahawks really need this W. Then I do feel like Geno somehow pulls off a win. He does have pieces out there. Finally they're using they're using Metcalf again, right? They're getting like the guys that were always like, hey, what's going on? Why are they not playing? Like, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, so I'm gonna go with 17-16 Seahawks.
Ooh, real close. Nail biter.
Thursday night lately.
That's how these so
nail biter.
And of course I want them to lose because I want the Lions to get in the playoffs. I feel like we're due a playoff run for the Lions.
Okay.
So, all right, we're gonna take a water break before we go on to our next segment. So if you need to use the restroom, drink some water, now's your chance. Quick commercial, and I'll be back.
Let's go.
Woo! All right. So our next segment is one of our favorites. Janae's going to lead it. And so Is there a next segment right
It's all
now?
about women empowerment. I mean, it's one of the things that I talked about with when bringing this topic into this group. I really respect women and their roles, and I think a woman's place can be in the NFL.
Absolutely. I like that intro because there are plenty of women in the NFL, whether they're coaches, whether they're, in the front office. But today I'm going to talk about my girl, Jane Slater. Jane Slater, Cowboy sports writer and NFL analyst. My girl, somebody that you probably guys have seen a bunch of times because think for the last, at least since 2016, she's been faithful with reporting on the Dallas Cowboys. But I just wanted to break down a little history on her. And then hopefully you guys will go out and do some research on your own. But the girl's pretty bad, A. All right. So prior to joining the NFL, Jane worked on the radio, more specifically KRLD News Radio 1080 from 2003 to 2004. Having finished with that aspect of her career, Jane began working as a reporter for KYTX CBS 19 in 2006. She moved to the same position for KMGH TV in 2009, and she joined CBS 11. As of late 2014, Slater was hired by ESPN, where she works today as a studio host reporter for Longhorn Network. Most importantly, in 2016, she joined the NFL Network. To include, we are sure that there are a lot to come for Jane. She's ambitious. She's very career oriented. Speaking about her career, in one interview, she stated that she had to learn patience from her time in sports journalism. A lot of girls want to be on air for that job. Working for ESPN, and for most, that's not going to happen. But every job you take along the way will be a skill set that you can take to your next job. And I think that's what made me more well-rounded reporter and more marketable one. She added that the reporter then went on to say that if she wants to be a journalist, they will do whatever it takes to get to the top. And that's what she actually did, man. She, as you can see, her career automatically didn't start where she was, already coaching or doing anything like that. She just loved the game. If you look at her early life, she grew up watching the game. She's loved Dallas her whole life. She is a diehard. And so for her to get this far, it just is a testament that if you really work hard, she's giving you the blueprint. Not everything that we do is going to be automatically praised at the beginning, but if you keep working, work hard, use that experience for the next opportunity, and then keep building off of it. And look at her now, man. We see her on national television with the NFL Network weekly, giving us updates about what's going on with the Cowboys, injuries, what's going on with the drama with the team. She's that insider person. So I really get excited when we talk about different women in the NFL because it's a whole genre of us. And we're not just limited to one thing. We're not limited to coaching. We're not limited to being in the front office. We're reporters. We're analysts. We're on the radio. We can talk about this game of football. So, Delilah, what you think about my girl, Jane Slater?
I love it. I hope that she keeps her name out there. I hope she continue to contribute it to the NFL and proving that she deserves to be out there on the sidelines and that, she has the credentials and what's necessary to report on football games, right?
Yes.
And so I hope she continues to grow. I hope she becomes a whole media NFL mogo, she's got some, she could follow in Sherry and Williams' footsteps, who it wasn't easy for her either. And so go Jane, keep out there, keep up with the guys because, even though there's a lot more women reporters than there were in the past in the NFL, they're still outnumbered. So get out there, keep your name out there. I'm happy that you came back. You didn't give up because I know she briefly left. Yes. And then she was like, nope, I'm coming back. And now she's, she's out there and she's with one of the biggest networks when it comes to sports, right? And so
absolutely. And she's honest. She's a brutally honest reporter. She doesn't give it to you. She doesn't sugarcoat it. Cowboys aren't doing good. She's going to tell you they suck.
Right.
So I like her. Nicole, what you think?
I mean, it's great. I think it's great that we shed some light on these news reporters' analysis, because they do have a lot to say. They have a lot of knowledge, and we need to get their name more out there from other people that we are well known. Just because
Absolutely.
I know someone 2 weeks ago was said, "Oh, that news reporter, news analysis girl."
Yeah.
Because I was like, "Yeah, I do a pod," and he was like, "You're that girl," and I'm like, "No, like we need I want to get them. It's great to shed light on this because they do need it's not just a news girl. Janae Slater.
Absolutely. Jane Slater. Yes, Janae Slater.
Well, Janae is a news reporter for NFL.
Yes.
That is absolutely right. Getting the name of the person out. I hate when they say, "Oh, call out the number of the jersey" or something like that. Those things are kind of disrespectful. You say my name. If you don't know my name, type it in Google.
Right?
Exactly.
That girl or her or whoever that is on TV, the girl on TV, learn her name.
Oh my God. I remember I was watching, because when I go to the gym, they have it allows the sports channels on. And then, they were doing an NBA analysis, and Candace Parker was on, giving her take, because she does a lot of reporting too for the NBA, for the not just WNBA games, but for NBA games, right?
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
And so they're like, "Well, who's that?" I'm like, "That's Candace Parker. How do you not know who that is?"
Come on.
She has two.
Many people don't know.
It's
Just like the other day, I had first take on when Brittany Griner was coming home, and they had Dawn Staley on, and they had
Dawn Staley,
and I had people go, who are those people? And
Dawn Staley, she just won
how do you not know? You have go to the WNBA because Becky Hammon's taken over the WNBA, and you have Dawn Staley, who's the GOAT of college coaching right now. She's taking over Gino Auriemma.
Was also in the WNBA, has her stripes there too.
And they both have WNBA careers and everything. And I'm just like, it's like, people. Yeah. There's some really cool women out there.
Yeah.
I'll need to get to know.
But that's why we're doing it. That's
why I want to do this. That's why I wanted this topic, because we need to know about these women.
Absolutely. Yes. Kate, how do you feel about Jane?
I am all about her. And I am all about her gutsiness, her grit, and her determination to stick with it.
Yes.
And that she was just a girl that loves the game, just like the three of us.
Yes.
The three of you and me, we love the game of football. We love sports. So what are we doing? We're talking about it. We're getting our names out there. We're getting that recognition. And we're empowering our women because of someone like Jane. If we didn't have our Janes and our Aarons and our Susie and our
Sharian,
Hannah Storm, and everybody else.
Kay Adams, I like her.
Kay Adams,
absolutely.
There's millions of them that we can name. Because of those women and because of Jane, us four are doing what we're doing right now.
Samantha McAfee. I know everybody knows Pat, but she's out there too. And she gives her points, and so
very smart. Very smart.
So many good ones. So I just give kudos to her because she's stuck with it. She came back. She's determined. And she, like you said, she will report even when the Cowboys are doing well, which sometimes you can't sugarcoat a hot mess, because let me tell you, I'm not sugarcoating my team. So anyway, I just give her all the props in the world because of someone like her, us four are doing what we're doing tonight. So go Jane.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Shout out to the women in the NFL.
All right. Woo! Yes. More women. Woo. And of course, every week tune in. You'll learn about a new woman in the NFL. And as we've said, we're always going to spotlight different parts of the NFL. Absolutely. Right? Those sports writers, the people in the team level, at the NFL level, the coaches, the non-coaches, but any woman that is involved in some capacity in the NFL and breaking ceilings and cracking, whatever it is, busting the door down and making a path for everyone. We'll spotlight someone different. And
love it. Love it.
If you've missed any of them, we do have a YouTube channel. We have so many episodes up there. So if you want to
Yes.
learn some more, go back and watch those. So you can learn about other women that we've spotlighted. Because every week we all take turns and we spotlight another woman making an impact in the NFL. And
Woo
so
woo!
make sure you keep tuning in every week. And also, if you don't, hit that replay video, right? So go back and check us
Absolutely.
out.
Absolutely.
All right. We are going to move on to one of our other favorite segments that often makes us cry on the show. And so, again, if you need to drink water, get something real quick, go ahead. And then we'll come back with Cause in the NFL.
I think it's really nice that someone like Hayden Hurst is coming out and being like, look, you're not alone. I'm a big, tough football player, and look at me. Like, I went through it too. Like, anybody can go through it. Doesn't matter how, like, if you're an athlete, if you're a man.
Let's go.
All right. That is a little clip of Ash, who is one of the original co-hosts, and hopefully will come back and, hop on with us a few times during the winter break.
Absolutely.
And
Yes.
so by all means, hopefully we'll see her on the show during the winter break, and that'll be fun. So the cause that I'm spotlighting is Aaron Donald's 8099 Solutions. One, I always like spotlighting these big guys, especially these big, huge dudes that are on defense. And the fact that they're not just brawny, okay? They go out there, they have big, gooey hearts. Okay, I don't know about you, but I've been around sports guys like my whole life, and they're usually like the nicest teddy bears, even though they look scary. Oftentimes, they're just gooey in the center. It's true. So
Love it.
yeah. So I don't know if everybody knows, but Aaron Donald is a Pittsburgh native. He is from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And, he talks about the fact that he grew up in the hood in Pittsburgh, right? And he says often how sports helped him elevate and do something better with his life, and so that's why he created 8099 Solutions. The mission of AD99 Solutions, which, the AD stands for Aaron Donald, just in case. And 99, obviously, right, his jersey. Anywho. Is to change the trajectory of Pittsburgh's most vulnerable youth by providing necessary resources in a free, safe environment where they can be empowered to excel academically, socially, and athletically. So for him, it wasn't just about the athletics. He also wanted to make sure they had somewhere safe to get better in their academics, but also socially and emotionally. So again, Aaron, growing up in Pittsburgh in the Lincoln, Leamington, Belmar neighborhood, Aaron saw firsthand the positive impact of athletics that had on him and his peers. Also recognizing the importance and accessibility of a quality education, good nutrition, and community involvement, Aaron sought to launch this organization that helps prepare the underprivileged youth for lifelong success. And then I always like organizations like this that don't just give something away. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but that provides education and the tools so that they can continue to self-grow and empower, right? And so it's always important to kind of remember that. One of the programs that AD99 Solutions has, it's called Prep Forward. It's a preparatory training program offered to select underprivileged students between the ages of 13 and 18 throughout the Allegheny County. The curriculum bridges the gap between traditional education and the real world. The aim is to holistically prepare students and their families for the rigors of higher education, the demands of an evolving job market, and the complexity of a changing world. Now, a lot of his program does target predominantly African-American children because, again, the math is there. If they don't have access to quality education, they're not going to have the success that so many other people see that are not Black, right? And so he does want to make sure that African-American youth also know that there's somewhere to go that's safe. And so he does provide mentorship opportunities. So it's not just about, within his Prep Forward, they have consistent mentoring. So mentorship opportunities are provided to students with professional members of the community. Students have a designated program coordinator that finds mentors for them so that the students have regular access to a mentor that continues to just provide them that extra, leg up. And Aaron Donald is almost always there. So they actually do have access to Aaron Donald as an example of how you could be successful in your life. The second part is academic support. The staff regularly monitors students' grades, their school attendance, and their infractions. And so they have weekly one-on-one tutoring for students, and the staff provides workshops to students covering organization skills, study skills, and time management.
Wow.
So it's not just about helping them with their grade, but teaching them those skills. How do you stay organized?
Yes.
How do you improve your study habits? How do you manage your time? Right? Because there's
Yes.
a lot going on. And I do like that they don't just pay attention to the grades. As a teacher, I appreciate that they're also looking at their attendance. Because if you're not coming to school,
Yes.
you're not going to get an education, right? That means
Yes.
you're missing out on something important. So if you're not in school, right? And I do like that he's looking at infractions to kind of turn them around, right? Like there's better ways to deal with stuff. So I do like that that is multifaceted. He also provides life skills. So the curriculum teaches communication, problem solving, right? Through games, through trivia, through competitions, through literature, through reading. So they want to make sure that they're also getting life skills, that they know how to communicate, problem solving, right?
Yes.
And so, so the executive director, Akita Donald, who's in charge of this part, she has a master's in therapy, right, with children. She is a clinician. So he's hired a lot of these knowledgeable people to kind of help develop this organization. So it's not just like just random people. It's experts in this field, right? The second part is community engagement. So while Prep Forward can only admit like so many students at the same time, the community engagement is out there and has a farther reach. The goals of community engagement are twofold: to contribute to underprivileged youth holistic development, helping them become well-adjusted contributors to society, and to support the community through education, advocacy, and resource allocation by partnering with national companies, local businesses, schools, and organizations with similar interests in empowering youth. So then they go out there again, right, and provide that additional kind of step. So three things that they do is, one of those under the community engagement is Fuel for Success. So Fuel for Success is a healthy snacking initiative that he launched in 2020, where he's teaching children and young adults how to eat healthy, right? So they provide like healthy snacks during the summer through collaboration with Ready Nutrition, an all-natural sports nutrition product line. 2 student athletes also. So then he also makes sure that student athletes in a bunch of different Pittsburgh schools are provided with nutritional product and taught how to not just be in sports, but how to take care of your body, right? What to eat to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. The second part was that when he established this was in 2020. So he created the community defense, which had to do with COVID response, right? So he partnered with the Omega Psi Phi fraternity and Blackbird Corporation to distribute thousands of masks, gloves to some of Pittsburgh's most vulnerable communities. In addition, he organized and donated funds to purchase meals for homebound elders, and allocated funds to Woodland Hills High Schools to purchase computers for these needy students that needed access, right? Remember, they sent all these kids home, but how are you going to get on school if you don't have a device, right? So, community defense continues to evolve. He also has the Mental Flex Forum. Mental Flex Forum is free virtual education series that he provides to student athletes nationwide with subject matter experts on various topics. They do weekly one-hour sessions that offer students practical and engaging information regarding financial literacy, leadership development, mental health, right, that we talked about, physical health, and then on top of that, like fitness. And then finally, they have their youth football skills camp, which a lot of the kids love. So every year he organizes a skills football camp for kids between the ages of 6 and 18. It's a day-long session led by Aaron Donald and his training staff that he calls the 210 speed and agility. So the kids get to go out there and have a fun day of just playing football with Aaron Donald and all these other guys that they kind of have out there. And so that's Aaron Donald out there helping society and doing what he can for Pittsburgh youths and, giving back.
I love it.
Yes.
And then before we talk about it, we always like to give little clips. And then we come back, we can kind of talk about a little what you guys think about his organization and what he's doing to give back to Pittsburgh, where he grew up.
That's what I tell people. It's not just about football. It's really not. It's so much. It encompasses so much more. So much more comes from it. Discipline, time manage. I mean, anything that's essential to being successful, you can find in organized sports.
Within the last hour, we're talking about a drop in violent crime in the city. They say that in 2018, there was a decrease in homicides and non-fatal shootings in the city of Pittsburgh. Officials say that several things have contributed to the drop in violent crimes, including community outreach efforts.
You did a hell of a job. Put your mouthpiece back in your mouth. Let me tell you what you did that I like the best. All right. So we're running a bootleg or play action pass, and you got to kick the end out, right? And you met the end as soon as he came in. Now, the end, he's going to give you a move after you block him, right? He's going to either swim you, hook you, spin you, or try to get around. Lloyd tried to get around you because he realized you beat him off the ball.
That just makes it like, I'm working on with Aaron Donald, NFL players. Like, it makes it like, dang, it's really like right there in my face. Like, I'm really right next to Aaron Donald, the best player in the NFL. And I just see myself like being there. I look at it like this. I come into Pitt because I want to put Pittsburgh on my back. I just want to represent the city. Like, I'm from here. Everybody know me. I'm going to be walking around, seeing teachers, seeing friends. And everybody's going to be here to support me. It's just going to be fun just playing for your city. Like, it's just different. It's just a whole different type of thing when you just playing for everybody. You know, everybody in Pittsburgh, everybody know you. And it's like everybody got you and you got them. And that's what it just means a lot.
All right, ladies, what do you think?
I love that. Oh.
I do like that he makes himself accessible. I gotta say, because I don't. I feel like sometimes, and it's not knocking. I'm not knocking any of the other organizations, but I do feel like it's you don't often see a lot of players there consistently, and so I do feel that the fact that he makes sure that the kids see him as often as possible, like, you know, that they have access, like he said, like I can actually talk to Aaron Donald and ask him questions, right?
Absolutely.
You know. And obviously, we see this kid is super athletic and wants to, you know, build that leadership thing. So I think it's great.
Oh, I mean, even with the kids are our future, you know, they're going to be carrying on after us. And
Absolutely.
just to put, you know, so much investment into, you know, these souls and letting them be free to get athletic or organized, and just taking the anxiety and stress of some of the, you know, things that kids shouldn't have to be burdened with, you know, off just to, it's beautiful. I and the part where he said about, you know, the crime and like a little bit going down, it does have a ripple effect, and I just love it.
Absolutely. I think the same thing. I'm sitting there in awe because you got somebody, I mean, we're talking about Aaron Donald, one of the best to ever do it, you know. I mean, and not counting it robbery, even though you're so high up, to go and reach out to the community, because that's really what it's always about. And I think that with him and his stature, it shows that not all people, you know, get so high and mighty, get big-headed, and forget about where they came from. Some people genuinely care about the community and want to see people do better and want to give back. Somebody must have done that for Aaron Donald. So I feel like he's doing the same thing, reaching back, being a vital piece. Like the boy said, he's can hit him up anytime. That's an honor to be able to hit up Aaron Donald.
Right?
He's
Right?
choosing to go to Pitt and stay there, for the hometown, and it's a beautiful story, and I feel like more, like Delano said, more people should do this. Like more mega stars. I know we know Cam Newton used to do this a lot as well. Go to different communities and go and coach kids. I just think that more players should do this. They should go to different communities and should tell the kids, I made it and I did this. Time management is so important. Learning how to balance your schooling.
Right.
Learning how to balance your schooling, and because you have to realize that football isn't forever. It may not be forever. Education is going to be there, and you're going to have to complete it either way. So I feel like it's so important. Such an important message. I love this AD 99.
Yeah, I love it too. And I'm gonna throw it out there. I do like to see more Black men be mentors to Black boys because they need it. So I do think that's important. He's a positive role model. He's showing them that it can be done. Absolutely. And I do appreciate that it's a well-rounded. Like I don't think a lot of kids, you have to teach them time management. You have to teach adults time management. It's not easy because we are busy. So those are skills you actually have to teach your kids, guys. I'm sorry, it's out there. Like
definitely,
like, you have to teach children time management because they're busy. If you're a student. Important. If you're a student athlete, you still got to do your studying, right? Yes. So how do you balance being a student athlete, right? You got to go to practice, you got to go to games, but you still got to do your homework, you still got to study, and you also want to have fun outside of that, right? Then your social life, right? And so, kudos. What do you think, Kate?
I love this, and I love that he's giving back because, it's not always about yourself as an athlete. It's about those people that paved the pathway for you. So, people in that community, like his coaches, his teachers, his mom, his people in his life have paved that path for him. And if you're able to give back to those that gave to you, you should.
Absolutely.
And when you have the financial resources like he does, and it's pretty impressive to know that that's something he wants to do with those resources. Because some people would be like, it's all about me. It's all about my money. It's all about, going out and spending it and showing off and everything else. So I give him a lot of props for going back to Pittsburgh and doing that because some people, there's a country song, always stay humble and kind. Yeah. And I love it when these big athletes can humble themselves and in a way that they're relatable to everybody. So he's made himself relatable to all of those kids that he's mentoring. And he's made himself relatable in the fact that he's like, I've been there, I've struggled, I've not always had everything. So I'm going to give back a little bit of what I can.
Absolutely.
I have the means to do it. And I think more people need to do those things. And I love it. And I love that kind of like when I covered Tyrann Mathieu Foundation, he goes back and does similar things. And to be seen and to let those kids hug him and touch him and feel him and know that he is just a real person.
Something about it. Yep.
There's something about that it's tangible because then they can say, he's willing to do this for me. So I'm going to really work hard to be a better human being.
Absolutely. And then when they get big, they'll return it. They'll do it too.
Because they're going to pay it forward to the kids behind them.
Yes.
And it's a total pay it forward system. Some of those young men might become the next Aaron Donald because of Aaron Donald.
Yes.
And isn't that cool to think that he is putting his imprint in those kids' lives?
Mhm.
because more of these athletes need to put their imprints into people's lives, because these kids look up to them. They want to be like them, and there's no better example than by giving back.
Yes,
Always
absolutely.
give back, because Pittsburgh gave to him, so he's giving back. I just love it. I just love when athletes are willing to do this, because not enough of them do it. And so I really do appreciate the ones that do. And I really appreciate that, like, how cool is it that kid has Aaron Donald's phone number in his phone?
Yes.
How many of us
That's amazing.
would love to have our favorite athlete's phone number in our phones to call or to reach out to, or to
Oh, that's funny.
seek advice from, seek life skills from, and to know that he's doing that. I mean, I've never until learning more about this with the cause for the cleats for the cause.
Mhm.
George shared his video. I wasn't always a huge Donald fan, and now because I used to think, oh, you're just this mean bully on the football field, and I can't stand you. But now it's made me like soften my heart to him and like
Yeah.
him. Like him.
Absolutely.
Well, it's because of Nicole that I wanted to cover Aaron Donalds, because I was like, oh, those are the cleats he's wearing? All right, cool. Then I'm going to cover that.
Yes.
So we
Yeah.
could learn some more.
I love it.
It's like a little ripple.
Love you, Tom Brady.
I do not want Tom Brady's number right now, because I would chew him a new one right now. So
That's so funny.
so it's probably good that I don't have Tom Brady's phone number.
All right, so we're gonna great segment. We had our cause, so now we're gonna move on to our hot players of last week. Woo! All right, Nicole, who is your hot player of last week?
Well, he is Graham Brandon. He plays for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Come on.
He is the tight end, and I am a defensive person. He is amazing. This was before I didn't even know any of the Eagles, but the stats on him from after recording 2.5 sacks, 2 tackles for a loss, a pass defended, 5 quarterback hits, and a forced fumble in week 3 of 2022 season, Graham was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week for the first time in his career.
Okay.
So that was pretty cool. He also comes from Michigan and played for, guess it, the Wolverines. I'm learning this. Yes.
Okay.
College football. So this is leaning me towards the Wolverines, but it's just amazing, this guy's stats. For his career, he has 67.5 sacks.
Whoa.
He's a monster.
Yes, he
so
is.
If you're going against him, which we are eventually, I'm going to be looking for him on the field and saying, boys, stay away.
I'm scared. I'm a little scared.
Yeah.
You gotta send them that message, boys. Stay away from that guy.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna let you know he's a gentle giant. He's a sweetheart in real life.
All right.
Yes,
All right.
nice.
That's what we like to hear.
I'm sure Alex and Kate will both welcome you to their Wolverine fandom.
You
As you
will.
know,
I'll send you something made in blue. Just give me your size and I'll send you something made in blue.
as you know, Alex Loosemore, is also a huge Michigan fan. It's so funny. I love it. But that's a good choice. He is beasting out on
That
there
was a
for
great
the Eagles.
choice. Great
Can I just
choice.
tell you one thing too? The AFC Defensive Player of the Week was also from Michigan. So just a little tidbit.
Oh, she's
There
just
she
so
goes.
hype
There
about
she goes.
Michigan. She's so hype.
It was Uche.
It's so funny.
I had to throw that in since you mentioned Michigan.
We know you did, Kate.
Yes.
Oh no, he said send you some MSU stuff from Kat.
5-7, not going to a bowl game. No.
That's so funny. Janae, who is your hot player of last week?
Oh, man, my hot player of last week. I am sorry. I'm so glad that the topic is hot player because y'all know I'm not feeling well. I'm using Quinn's diapers to fan off. I'm hot. I am a hot player right now. The hot player that I have chosen is Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is knocking it out the park. I know they have not been winning all the games, but they have been in all the games. They have literally been trying, just cannot get over the hump, but I think they proved something this past week. Not only did Lawrence set a career high with 368 yards passing, but he also threw 3 touchdown passes and ran for another and helped the Jaguars 5-8 snap an 8-game losing streak in Nashville to move to second place in the AFC South, which is very important, guys, because the team they just beat is in their division.
Woo!
It would be a very sticky situation if the Titans don't get their crap together. So after a week in which he practiced only once because of his left toe injury, he's been injured. He didn't even practice that much last week. They said he only practiced one time. But Pedersen said that he is now battling the injury this week, and he put the team on his shoulders, and he did it again. Like, he was able to do it. Trevor Lawrence is going to have an amazing game this week. I just can't catch a break with that guy. I just can't catch a break. I do not want Trevor Lawrence to do great this upcoming week. I want my Cowboys to win, but I am shouting him out for last week because, I mean, with everybody talking about how good the Titans are, it's kind of looking like it's going down a slump right now. Two games that they actually needed to do something.
Never sold on the Titans. I've always been.
It is showing. After last week, I mean, hey, but shout out to my boy Lawrence. They did it. They beat him, and I'm super proud of them. I mean, 368 yards. That's the 3 touchdowns and a running touchdown. I mean, that's amazing. You had a great 100% game. I think his percentage was over 100. His ranking, so couldn't have a better game. Shout out to you, Lawrence.
Man, give that boy a team.
Yeah, give him a team.
He's not bad to look at either.
I'm telling you.
I showed Sarah him, and she's like, he's got a really big face. And I'm like, yeah, you got to in the football game.
He's pretty.
He's okay. I don't know. He's all right. But no, I think a kid just needs a team, honestly. Like,
absolutely.
I think we featured him a few times, like last season and this in our show on this season. So he needs a team. So I'm glad he had a good
another guy for kids.
Oh God, stop.
Sunshine. Oh, he's got the long. I get it. The long blonde locks.
Well, I compare him to like Prince Eric from Beauty and the Beast when he becomes the prince. He looks very similar to him.
John talking about Remember the Titans, Sunshine.
Oh yeah,
the flowing locks. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good movie. Anyway, so my hot player of last week was Brock Purdy, who is playing right now against the Seahawks. I gotta give him his props. It was his. He beat the GOAT and the first rookie to do that.
Absolutely.
So first rookie to do that. He had a great game. He had 2 touchdowns, 185 yards, 16 for 21. A 92.8 QBR. So just went out there for his first outing. I also love that his family was there. I don't know if you guys saw. He went and hugged his dad.
The whole family.
It made me cry.
It was super emotional. Like, he just went out there and
that's awesome.
And so I loved it. And I just wanted to give the kids some props. And right now, the 49ers are winning right now. It's 7-3, those Thursday night games.
Kate's making her way around the league.
Strikes again. Oh God.
Purdy, thank you. From Nicole to me to you, thank you, Purdy, for doing what you need to do.
Let's see. Hey, let's see if they pull off another win. Right now, 49ers are leading, but like I said, it's only 7-3, so
We will
so
see. We will see.
Seahawks still have a chance. All right, Kate, who is your hot player of
Well,
last week?
I am bringing in a man that is bringing a team back to life in Motown. I am going with the Detroit Lions quarterback, Mr. Jared Goff. I'm making him relevant, not Mr. Irrelevant, and he is going to lead that team, I hope, to a playoff berth because the Lions need to be back. We've been down and out. We're wearing our brown bags for way too long in Detroit. So Mr. Jared Goff beat Mr. Pretty Boy, Kirk Cousins, and versus Minnesota. He had a very good game. He had 27 completions for 330 yards. He had a 69.2% percentage of his passes completed. His passing yardage was 8.5 yards per pass, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, which he's really doing well in the league with interceptions. He's one of the lowest quarterbacks in the league with interceptions right now. So kudos to Mr. Goff for that. His longest pass was 48 yards. He did not even get sacked by one of those defenders for Minnesota. His passer rating was 120.7%. And he is also been nominated to be the Air Player of the Week for FedEx, and he's the finalist for the Detroit Lions for the Walter Payton Man of the Year Award for his community service to the Detroit area. So he's really a good human being, and I wish people would lay off the fact that they think Goff is like non-existent. Remember, he did take the Rams pretty far, so I think we're starting to look like we got the better end of the stick because the Lions are cruising. And overall for the season, he's passed for 3,022 yards, 19 touchdowns. He's only had 7 interceptions through all those games, which is very impressive. He's only been sacked 19 times. He's got 103.2% passer rating overall for the season, with 64.9 of those passes completed. And I am just very proud of Jared Goff. I'm proud of the man he is. He's a very humble, very nice, very good human being. And he needs his props. He deserves his flowers because those Lions are roaring, and we're restoring the roar in Detroit because of his leadership on that field. And so I am giving all my mad props to my hot player of the week, Mr. Jared Goff of the Detroit Lions.
I can't even believe we talked about the Lions now.
I love it.
The Lions. It's a great
You
time
know what?
in football.
For the men of Michigan and the men that are fans of this team that have been there a long time, like my father, it's beautiful to see them happy and to see them wanting to talk about the Lions again and the relevancy of the Lions. And it's so cool to see how many people are proud to like have their long art out finally again. But I'm really hoping the Giants just keep taking and the NFC lets the Lions in. And I just really want to see that. I just think it would be really good for our state, really good for the city of Detroit, really good for the whole like aura of everything. So I am totally backing them and cheering them on. I mean, they have amazing people. They have Jamal Williams. They have Amon-Ra St. Brown. They have Penei Sewell, who caught a pass in that last game, which do you know the Lions coach was so in tune to the wave going on around the stadium that he even forgot he was calling that play and he didn't realize what was going on the field. And he was like, why is Penei Sewell catching a pass? Don't we remember we were putting that in the rotation? So
absolutely.
So it's just been amazing for me to see the rebirth and the resurgence. I mean,
I'm not seeing any paper bags. Okay?
I know. It's pretty impressive. Yes, he did take them to a Super Bowl, so he is a good player. And so all of you in our group chat that didn't want to diss him, I sent a form on where did Jared Goff hurt you. So,
Blue skies ahead for them.
so I just know that I'm excited for what's going on in Detroit right now. I'm excited for Jared Goff. I'm excited for the Lions. I really want to see Dan Campbell be successful. So, anyway, that's my hot player.
Love it.
Okay, here we
Love
go. NFL drama. We're almost at the end, everybody. NFL drama. We only have 2 stories today. Janae, do you want to lead the first one?
Yes, man. Let's talk about how Skip Bayless kind of went on my boy Shannon Sharp. For some reason, you know, Shannon was spitting facts about how Tom Brady is not looking the best this year. We're not seeing the Tom Brady that we normally see, ladies and gentlemen. I think this is the history-making year that we are looking. I know, Kate, I know. We are looking at Tom Brady and we're noticing that he is not the same. But Skip Bayless kind of took a shot at Shannon Sharp, basically saying that he was jealous of him and that he's better than you and all of this stuff. And it kind of got Shannon Sharp riled up because at the end of the day, he's already in the Hall of Fame. He's proven himself to be an amazing tight end, one of the best. I mean, when you do the top 100 players and he's sitting at that table, you know that he's considered one of the best in his position. I just felt like Skip Bayless, as somebody who's never played sports, and when you did, you weren't that great.
Right.
You can't really talk about people like that. I just feel like you can't.
Tell him, Janae. Tell him.
Kate has love for Tom Brady, but Kate has also stated the same fact. It's just we're not seeing the same person. But you also can't take jabs at somebody. You know, you're jealous of him and you know, he's a better player than you ever were. Are you sitting here getting ready to say that you think Tom Brady can get out there and be a tight end? It's just not going to happen. Tom Brady is a great quarterback, but you can't compare the two. But Skip needs to join his brother Rick in the restaurant business and quit because he's pissing me off. And there has not been a public apology.
No, nothing.
That, Shannon Sharp, I know that they are close. I don't know whether it was behind closed doors they talked about it, but he was really affected by that, man. What do you guys think about that situation?
All I know is that when I watched it, I was homesick and watched it. So when he said to Shannon, he goes, and you need to put your glasses back on because Shannon took his glasses off and he was like reprimanding him for that. I was like, oh, no, you don't. Because Shannon had every right to
come on
Tom Brady. Look, you know me, I have dissed him on our show. I have torn that man apart for his
absolutely
for how his lack of passion for the game right now.
Yeah,
there's a missing link there, and I don't know what's wrong with him. But when you see someone not playing well, there's nothing wrong with admitting it.
Thank you.
There's nothing wrong with admitting it. You would do it for Dak. You would do it for any of your players on your team. If you saw any of them not playing at their potential, you would be willing to be like, take ownership for the fact that your team is not playing well.
Absolutely.
You have to be willing to take that ownership. And that's what Shannon was doing, was taking ownership for the fact that he knows that Tom is not playing well. He's not being Tom Brady. He's not being the GOAT. And so Skip needs to lower his little like personality, lower his little man self down.
Come on.
Be willing to say he isn't. Even though he can still be the GOAT, he's not being the GOAT.
Nobody's taking that away from him. Exactly.
There's nothing wrong with saying that.
I agree.
There's nothing wrong. I can admit, I don't think the Buccaneers are going to do much anymore the rest of the season because their leader is in a headspace that he can't get out of. And until he gets out of that headspace that he can't get out of, because he's in a box.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And right now, Tom Brady's in this box that he just can't seem to bust out of.
Yeah.
I've never seen his demeanor where he's breaking iPads. He's yelling at his team. He's just, this personality that he's got right now is not him.
Absolutely. Sean, you made a point. I mean, it's just, I think that it was just low.
Yeah.
What you think?
Yeah, I didn't, honestly, I don't like that he personally attacks Shannon Sharp either. Like, Shannon Sharp has his own stellar football career. He's been enshrined He's been enshrined in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, which is not common for tight ends, by the way. It is very hard for tight ends. It's one of those positions that's very challenging for you to get in to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And I think for him to say that, you were jealous, things like that, I honestly, I didn't appreciate that either. I think that was really low, especially when they're supposed to be your guy, right? Like, you guys have this show together. Y'all are hilarious, or at least you were. I don't know where you go from here, because in my mind, if I'm Shay Shay, because that's what our
I like Shay Shay.
Our dear friend Anthony Handy, by the way, who's hosts many of his own shows, does a great Shay Shay impression. But in any case, he was honest with his critique as a sports analyst, which is what you're supposed to do.
Absolutely.
You have to analyze your team in an honest manner, and players, regardless of who it is.
Absolutely.
Right. And so I don't like the personal attack. I think that was low, especially on live TV, to go after your guy like that and to make it seem like he doesn't have his own accomplishments either. Like, come on, my guy. He's got his own accomplishments.
Absolutely.
And he was giving an honest critique, and I think that was really low for you to attack your boy like that on air. And I don't know if they can have like that same relationship back, to be honest. Like, I don't think like they have a show, so they might be like, a facade now because they gotta finish. They got contract
maybe
after
this season they may not be.
I just don't know if you can go back now and have what you had before.
Absolutely.
Because that was messed up. Nicole?
100%. Nicole.
I mean, I think they should have a talk, off, leave that to the side, offline, take it offline. But to do that in front, not so good. They're going to have to hash it out, though, I feel like, offline. But maybe someone had some rose-colored glasses on, some kind of rose-colored glasses, like analyze, So you got an analyze.
I love you.
Absolutely.
And I don't think he was doing that. And it's not to analyze your co-hosts. You're like anyone, focus on the team.
Absolutely. Skip just makes me mad. Skip just makes me mad all in general, because this season he's just been a little loopy.
Yeah, I think it was messed up.
He's been very pompous, and he has no right to be pompous because he's not speaking facts.
Yeah.
Thank you. He just said that Baker Mayfield is going to take Matt Stafford's position after he just won the Super Bowl. He's hurt, but he's not going to take his position. Come on. Skip is losing it.
The only way that he'll take Matt's position is because Matt can't come back because he's hurt.
Bingo.
That's really it. It's not
he's
because
already got the contract and the money, and he won you a Super Bowl last year. He just hurt.
That's really it.
Absolutely. What else do we got for some drama?
All right, so we've got I don't know if everybody's been paying attention, but the NFL came down really hard on the Saints. They insist that Cam Jordan, our co-host here, like one of the players from her favorite team, the Saints, faked an injury, and then the coaches and everybody like enabled it, and so they got fined altogether $500,000, y'all, which is like the steepest fines they've actually handed down. $500,000 altogether. And Cam is like, this is crazy. Like, he's tweeting how, like, he thinks that's unfair, that he really was injured. The Saints insist that they have the medical, like, the screens, all the scans and stuff that show that he was injured. And they're saying the reason they think it was fake is because he used the wrong leg. Is, by the way, why they're making this determination is because he clutched the wrong leg. Like, so it wasn't like, so that's the other thing too. People are like this, they feel like this is a flimsy investigation. Like, no one actually, they were like, you're just basing it off which leg he hobbled on, and so of course the Saints are appealing, but now it's becoming a whole thing because the NFL say that they're going forward. If they have reasonable doubt that a player has faked an injury or a team has enabled a player to fake an injury in order to, help the game, stop the game, whatever it is in some way, that they're going to fine them all this money. So.
What is it?
Nicole? Yeah, what's the thing, Nicole?
I mean, Cam Jordan is my man. As to Kate to Tom Brady, Nicole to Cam Jordan. He is mythic, legendary. I mean, not to mention this man hasn't missed a regular season game other than getting poked in the eye by a Steelers. Other than that, his whole entire over 10 seasons. So he did speak on it, and he was quite open about it, and in just saying that, you know, what do you out of all of these? He's like, I've been on the field where I actually did get hurt, and you know what? I got up and I still played. I think he was doing the right thing by going and getting it checked out. Don't we want, you know, if something does happen, for it to not be like another stress on the players to not say I'm hurt, to get a fine, and for maybe the upper management to be like, don't get us fines, you better get it back up. I don't know. I thought it was crazy, and I looked it up, and Commanders, you guys are actually number 1 for fines, $10 million. That's all I had to say about that.
Oh, that's what she was talking about. She was holding that little tidbit in her pocket. Oh,
So
Nicole's bringing the smoke now.
I don't know. I got rattled up with Cam Jordan, and
I gotcha.
like,
No, you were looking up stats. I gotcha.
But he did grab the wrong leg. It was the wrong leg. I did see it.
Is he left-handed? Is he right-handed? I always say turn right when I mean left, you know? And it's not just later after I made the turn that I'm like, oh, you're right. I said the wrong thing.
But I do think, you know what? I do think they're tired of like just the faking. Like it's happening at crucial times. You know, plays are going on. You want to fall out real quick to make sure that you got enough time. You don't have a timeout. So I think the punishment was harsh, but I think it will also show teams that the NFL is not playing around anymore when it comes to faking injuries.
He did go and get an MRI. They did put out a statement. The Saints did give out a statement on the fact of the matter, but I don't know if they said they deny the allegations, but he did seek out medical attention. He entered the blue tent, was examined, and taped. He was able to finish the game, but he had an MRI performed the following day, and he suffered an acute midfoot sprain to his left foot. So left, you know.
That's what they're using for their appeal. You're correct.
And the thing is
we don't know what they were doing under that blue tint.
Well, any timeouts left, so that they're looking at these fake injuries, as they call them, because they think they faked the injury to get that timeout so that they could try to stop the plays coming down the field. So, you know, the coach needs to be like, okay, we have no timeouts yet. We can't have anything happen. But I mean, just because with the fake injuries is another thing they're going to look at putting in review is the roughing the passer, because too many of those are being called because of the Tua Tagovailoa incident earlier in the season. So there's so much that the NFL is going to be looking at.
Right.
But fake injuries is a big one. But
so I don't know, but we'll see. They are appealing, though. You're correct, Nicole.
Well, keep us posted.
They are
peel
appealing.
away the layers of sadness.
Yeah, but I think Janae's right, and Kate, and I think the reason they're doing this again is just to knock out that culture of, because they're flopping, and it's correct. That's why they're making the joke that it's like soccer. They're like, oh, you guys are acting like you're out there playing soccer and flopping, like the basketball players too, right? Who are like, you barely touch the guy, and they're like, you're like, really? Come on.
You know, in the NBA, Jason Tatum
that's what I'm saying.
Got carried off the court, and all of a sudden he makes this miraculous, like,
I know.
He came out of the
That's what I'm saying.
And I can play again.
That's what I'm saying. It's not just soccer. We see this in the NBA all the time. Like, you barely touch. You're like,
I guess, someone said there's a rule with the
finger, and he's like, oh.
Yeah, so we'll see. But yeah, I think those are some hefty fines. I think that's why, unfortunately, they're using the Saints, your team, as the example. That's really what it is. They're like, all right, we're gonna come down on you guys. People see 500 grand, like they're like, yeah, I don't want to spend.
There were a lot of fines handed out this last week for like that and on sportsmanlike conducts.
Yeah, but I think those are like there's like 20 grand or 30 grand. You know what I mean? Like,
but they handed out a ton of them this last week.
So I don't know. We'll see, but we'll see what the NFL does with the rest of this. And so
they better get out fines for people forgetting to tie their shoes and taking 3 seconds to tie their shoe.
Yeah, I know. We'll see. That's the thing, right? So on the flip side of that, right, we have now the Patriots are being reviewed because of the hit to one of their players, and they don't know, Devontae Parker. They don't know if they followed concussion protocol correct, because if everybody remembers, Aguilar was the one that actually stopped the game and got the referee's attention. And like, hey, my guy really got hit pretty bad. It doesn't look so good. So people are questioning the handling of the Patriots over Devontae Parker's concussion. Yeah. And so that's under review. So this all kind of ties together like a little bit, like the fake injuries, but also you have the flip side of actual injuries. And Absolutely. So how teams are dealing with that. And so now the NFL and NFL Players Association are investigating the Patriots and their handling of Devontae Parker's concussion. Because again, they felt like he was brought off the field after a teammate like brought up the fact that he's seeing that he's wobbly. You know what I mean? He saw what we always see when we think someone has a concussion. He saw the signs and helped his brother out, which, by the way, great teammate.
Absolutely.
Oh,
yeah. Great teammate, dude. Like and you were out there making sure. Yeah, and so honestly, like, kudos to you. You're someone that people should, you're the guy people deserve. Like, honestly, stellar teammate. Like, kudos to you.
Absolutely.
So that's our drama. And we are wrapping up.
That was juicy.
That was some good ones. And then, we're going to wrap up with one of our final segments. Please, by all means, drink some water if you need some water. And then we'll come back after this, But you need to, like, not give up and just try your best to persevere through whatever you want to reach, right? Whatever goal, is it short goal, long goal, whatever, just... Perseverance is key, and I know it's hard. All right, here we are. We made it to the end of the show. I know we went over it because, again, it's the first time we had all 4 of us on the show at the same time. We'll make sure we keep it to the hour like we normally do, because we're usually pretty good about that. But again, first time all 4 of us are on at the same time with our lovely new permanent co-host, Miss Nicole, joining us from the NFC. All right, so ladies have the final say. Nicole, go for it.
All right. Well, with everything that happened today, and we did take some time for the unfortunate passing, and I'm just I woke up today, feeling grateful for you guys, grateful for seeing that video of Janae and Sean. If it wasn't for you guys doing that and being so welcoming to getting and enjoying, and now look where we are with so many people, so many fans.
Let's go.
Have a fan of every single team here, and it makes for some quite diverse, good conversations about opposing teams. So
absolutely,
I'm very grateful for you guys. I'm grateful to be alive and to be loved and. Just breathing. I'm just very happy and thankful. So
come on, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
That was I love it, Nicole. Janae.
Oh, fine. Ladies have the final say, guys. I said this before, but I think it's fitting due to the situation with DJ Twitch. Don't give up a minute before your breakthrough. There could be something right around the corner. You could be in a situation where you don't feel like there's nothing good going to happen for you. We've all been there, but I'm a testament that there have been days where I didn't feel like things good was going to happen. But when I went to church that Sunday, I will never forget the sermon because it literally happened to me. The sermon was, don't give up a second before the breakthrough. I feel like we always we feel like nothing good is going to happen, and we let that fester in our minds. And it's so sad what happened to DJ Twitch and what happened. But if I could be a testament to somebody, you know, your breakthrough could come. Something good can come, but it only will happen if you're in the game. If you are not in the game, then that means the breakthrough won't come. But don't give up 1 second. The phone call could have came. You know, you're thinking right now, you know, I'm not going to get a good job, or I'm not. Don't give up. Tomorrow the phone call could come. You know, finances right now were not amazing. Don't give up, because, you know, in a second, tomorrow, next week, you can get a blessing. Somebody can send you something and change your world around. If, you know, we have to remember that there are good things out there, but we got to wait for them. Everything is not going to happen when we want them. They're going to happen when they're supposed to happen. So if I can just encourage anybody, you know, that may be going through, don't give up 1 second before, you know, something big could happen to change your whole world around, because it could happen. Don't give up.
Beautiful.
Love that. Yes.
I'm gonna go quickly, and then we'll wrap up with Kate, just because I want to make sure Janae does get that bed rest.
Thank you. I'm sorry, guys.
So I'm gonna wrap up quickly. What I wanted to say is, again, just kind of building on what we've been saying today. If you do not have a lifeline, I want to say that they created the national. Finally, it took a long time. Advocates had to fight for it, but there's a 24/7 national crisis hotline now, and it's not enough. Now it's just easy. You have to dial 988. Okay, 988 is the national crisis hotline. If for some reason, because I know not everybody has somebody, and I'm so sorry, y'all. I love you, and I know that it's unfortunately in this world, sadly, not everyone has someone that they can go to.
Yes.
I want you to know that there are people out there that you can reach out to. Please don't give up. Like Janae said, Miss Tabitha Brown, who I love, y'all need to follow that one.
Man, she had me crying. She had me crying.
She's a national treasure. Outside of that, she's a mogul. She has a children's show. She has cookbooks. I'm just amazing, beautiful woman. And that's exactly what she said. Don't give up. Fight, fight, fight. She's, you know, she said you're fighting for your life. People who are struggling like that, they really are fighting for their life, y'all.
Yes.
And so if you do not have somebody in your life that you can turn to, please dial 988. That's it. It's 3 numbers.
988.
988. Dial that number. Fight another day. It will get better. I know it seems so dark, y'all. I love you guys. I know it can feel so dark, but there's always a crack of light in that darkness, right? Just somehow we know.
Come on.
Crack of light, just a beam, little, just shines through, and just hold on to that, y'all. Okay.
Come on. That's what I'm talking
about. Say. Love everybody. 988. Kate, wrap it up, and then
all right. So my final say is a little different than all of yours. Mine is about. It goes back to Joe Burrow had a press conference today to talk about football and their game coming up. And people were comparing him to other quarterbacks. And Joe Burrow stopped and said, I'm not them. I am Joe Burrow. I am who I am. So my final say is be your authentic, true self.
Yes.
Don't have to be anybody else but the person that the Lord God, your creator, made you to be. You have your own blueprint. You have your own footprint. You have your own DNA inside of you. You are not a carbon copy of anybody else in this world. So my final say is it really hit home when Joe Burrow said that. I don't have to be anybody else but Kate Alverson. And all I want to do is be the best Kate Alverson that I can be.
Yes.
And either you're going to love me, you're going to hate me, you're going to leave me, you're going to do whatever you want with me, but I'm not going to succumb to being anyone but me. And I want everyone in this Let's Talk Football to be authentically and unapologetically who you are, and who you were made to be. And be yourself. Be genuinely, authentically yourself, because You are the best you that you can be. And look yourself in the mirror and say, thank you, God, for making me Delilah Crespo, Janae Strother, Nicole Klychuk, who I am. Because God made you all beautiful, unique, wonderful women. And I am blessed to be in your presence. I am blessed to be in your lives. And I want everyone in this Let's Talk Football family to look themselves in the mirror and say, thank you, Sean Spencer. Thank you, God, for making Sean Spencer the man I am. Because Sean Spencer is the best Sean Spencer that he can be. And he's amazing. And I just want to say thank you to him. Thank you to Janae, our OGs, for giving us this platform of Let's Talk Football and giving us this gift of gab for football that you guys have given us. And I am glad you are authentically who you are, Janae, and Sean's authentically who he is.
Woo!
And we are blessed by beyond measure that we have you two that paved the path for all of these shows, all of these nights, all of this talk, the group chats, everything. So I am just blessed beyond means to be in your presence, Janae, tonight, because you're the OG, you're the originator. And
Don't make me cry, guys.
we are blessed.
I can't breathe.
We are blessed.
All right.
So thank
I
you.
freaking love you guys. I
So
love you guys.
my final say is be authentically who you are, because that's the way God made you.
That's
Beautiful.
it. That
All right,
is it.
everybody. That's a wrap. I know we went over. Please, Janae, get your rest. Kate,
Thank
and you're
you.
batting a flu. Nicole,
Kate,
you had
too.
a you had a
We're gonna
13-hour trip yesterday. So take care, everybody. There's love out there for y'all. Have a good night. Thank you for tuning in.
night.
See y'all later.
Bye.
Bye, guys.